It's funny because Ozempic and Mounjaro came to market. It's now soccer mom meets the bodybuilder. Most people don't have the income to afford a stem cell injection, but the peptides are a bridge and they can just move the system in whatever direction you want. Because putting me on some kind of pain med, it's not gonna fix me, and then finally saying we just need surgery is not gonna work. And this is where the peptides and stem cell bridges, when should I use it, when should I not use it? I think people are tired of the way medicine's been practiced. They're requiring the doctors now, you have to know this information. You have to come in with this knowledge. If you don't have this knowledge, you'll find someone else.
Jason Pencek is a nurse practitioner and chiropractor who's spent over a decade pioneering peptide therapy protocols, training physicians worldwide on next-generation cellular strategies at the forefront of regenerative medicine.
Thank you so much for coming. I have to say, that was a fantastic presentation. We're fans of yours. We've been following your work, and it's really an honor for us to have you here at ISSCA. I wanted to ask you a couple of things, a little bit about your story.
Yeah.
Why you do what you do, and tell me recap of the message that you just delivered here.
Of course. First off, thank you so much. It was absolutely an honor to be here. This is such a phenomenal conference to put on. I think it's super cool. I just love seeing all the practitioners get together and like having a space all to talk about this stuff. I'm so excited for the workshops tomorrow. What got me into this in the first place was actually some friends of mine after finish school finally asked me, when do we get our steroids? You've been in school long enough. When do we get the steroids? When do we get the growth hormone? And I went down the pathway of learning about growth hormone peptides. I started looking up growth hormone, found growth hormone peptides. One of my friends happened to open IV clinics. She knew someone using growth hormone peptides already. So she's like, let me get some information. So I got the information. She sent it over to me. And it just so happened in the United States, the training with this guy, Dr. Seeds, who's a main trainer in the United States, he was put on his first conference about 6.5 years ago. So I said, I got to go to this conference. I got to learn peptides. This is the coolest thing. I didn't know what they were. So I showed up, went to the first conference and dived right in. So I was already in the regenerative space before that. I was doing hormones. I was doing some IV therapy. Before this, some regenerative and joint injections. But as soon as I found peptide medicine, it's like this was everything to me. I used stem cell products at this point. I know what they were. Unfortunately, part of the problem with stem cells, the one problem I guess I should say is it's the price point, right? Then what do patients do between the stem cell products? So it's so great that we now have an option for bringing inflammation down to heal other things that stem cells can't actually be used all the time regularly for most patients. Most people, they don't have the income to afford a stem cell injection or an IV once a month, like we'd like to do. I've had patients who come to see me and they're doing IVs of exosomes of stem cells every other month. That's just not realistic. So we got into this and I started seeing peptides could make a large change for more people. And I just dove right in and started using them. So we use a lot of different peptides. Up on stage, I was talking about metabolic peptides like GLP-1s and GIP. So we have the semaglutide and the tirzepatide. These two peptides are phenomenal at improving our metabolic flexibility. So I keep telling people, like, if you want to do a stem cell injection, you want to do a joint injection, give IV with the stuff. If you don't have the patient metabolically where they need to be, they're only going to help so much. We want to bring inflammation down, help the inflammation, and then allow the patient to heal themselves when you give them a stem cell or an exosome IV, which is absolutely huge and one of the best things I can do for patients. If I have a joint injection, pain going on, I'll start some peptides. We have DPC-157, thiamine beta-4, GHKCU. Those are great to start, but I have patients that's not working. That's not enough. The cartilage degradation is so bad, they need that next step, right? Which is going to be your stem cells. And this is the whole thing. It's because like you're the teaching platform, so we can use the stem cells and exosomes that are available to us. And I think the ability for us to push regenerative medicine with peptides allows us for a whole new opening. I mean, some people don't know how peptides work. We're confused. I had to start telling people they're mini proteins. These are basically what we're already taking in, but they're just a lot smaller and safer. So I'm big into peptides because they're so safe and they can just move the system in whatever direction you want.
And you started, like we said, 6 years ago,
in peptides,
but this is now exploding.
Of course, yeah.
How do you see this evolving within the next couple of years? What do you see happening? It's almost a standard of care now.
Well, exactly, standard of care. You know, it's funny because there's these online peptide places in the United States. You can buy peptides online, and it's really funny because once Ozempic and Mounjaro came to market, it's now soccer mom meets the bodybuilder.
There you go.
Because those bodybuilders were like, I'm get the peptides, and they knew about it years ago because they're like, we don't get our bodies in this condition. And so now it's really interesting because now everyone wants to know what peptides are. Well, these GLP-1s that are really great, but what else can I use for my body? I think people are tired of the way medicine's been practiced. They're seeing the failures of what we've done. And now people want to fix themselves and they want help. And they're requiring the doctors now, you have to know this information. You have to come in with this knowledge. If you don't have this knowledge, you'll find someone else. Because putting me on gabapentin or Norco or some kind of a pain med that's not going to fix me, and then finally saying we just need surgery is not going to work. And this is where the peptides and stem cell bridges, the peptides are a bridge into the stem cell product, which I think is such a huge part together. They aren't being used together. I feel like you're missing out with your stem cell patients because they're not getting all the benefits to prepare that patient for, the actual inflammation coming down and healing process that peptide stem cells will bring in.
100%. Yeah. And you're obviously very gifted as educator and lecturer. Are you doing this like you're gonna do like this as a second career, like training doctors? And
I would love to. That's the next step. We want to start doing some education because I see the failure I see with so many different places out there. Some of them go too deep. They're like, oh, this is all the pathways, and realistically, all the practitioners come in. They don't. Pathways matter only so much. We want to know: does this work? How does it work? When should I use it? When should I not use it? That's the simplest it can be. And I think many people get stuck in this like, well, you need the biochemistry. Most practitioners don't have the knowledge or capacity or care because I'm talking to another patient and I'm telling the patient, hey, if I'm telling you the pathway, they go blind. They're like, I don't care about this. I'm now bored. What is it? Does it work? I don't care, doc. Does it work? So I want to educate, start providing some education for people that can be useful right away when they walk out that door. I'm really excited about the next step of education to help with this. I love practicing medicine. It's so much fun. But I just want the practitioners to understand what's going on. That's my next kind of future endeavor.
That's our common goal. And tell me, how you feel about here? What do you think about the conference?
Oh my God, ISSCA's great. This has been great. Yeah. I've been to a bunch of conferences. Yeah. I was talking to Dr. Greg Jones. He's been to a couple conferences before. Oh, yeah. The way you treat the participants here is, I cannot thank you enough. You put on a phenomenal conference. So much. You literally, and like I feel so welcomed. Yeah. That's one thing I say. I've been to other conferences now. It's like you come in, we have dinner provided, you have a mariachi band. There's just so much camaraderie. You make us feel like a team, which is something no one else does. Like you have made everyone that's come here feels the part of a family, and I don't see that anywhere else. So like I gotta thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure and honor to have you. I hope the first of many. I hope working with you in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.